Welcome to the English Vibe Podcast. Today I want you to forget everything else for a moment. Just sit with me, breathe slowly, and listen. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't only a story, it's an experience. It's the kind of story that lives in your mind long after it ends. And while you listen, without even realizing it, you'll also be learning English, feeling English, absorbing English the same way you absorb emotions. This is the story of a young woman named Mia and the stranger who changed her life during one unforgettable bus ride. It was late afternoon in the city, the kind of afternoon where the sun is beginning to lower but still shines warmly on everything it touches. Mia stood at the bus stop with her backpack hanging loosely over her shoulder. Her eyes were tired, her thoughts were heavy, and her heart felt like it had been carrying a weight for too long. She had just come from a job interview that didn't go well. Not because she didn't have the skills, not because she wasn't qualified, but because she froze when they asked her questions in English. Her mind went blank, her words disappeared, and her confidence shattered. She kept replaying the moment in her head again and again, and each replay hurt a little more. She thought about how she had practiced at home, how she repeated sentences in front of the mirror, how she memorized answers. And yet, in the real moment, everything slipped away like sand through her fingers. The bus finally arrived. Mia stepped inside and took a seat near the back. She watched people coming in, business workers, students, tired parents, energetic kids. Everyone looked like they had somewhere to go, something to do. Everyone looked like they belonged. And Mia felt like she was the only one losing control of her life. She leaned her head against the window. The vibration of the bus soothed her a little. She watched buildings pass by, blurring into streaks of light. Her chest rose and fell slowly as she tried to push away the disappointment. A few minutes later, the seat next to her shifted. Someone had sat down. She didn't look at them at first. She wasn't in the mood for conversation. But then she heard a gentle voice say, "Rough day?" Mia looked up. Sitting next to her was a woman in her late 60s. Her hair was gray and neatly tied back. Her eyes were soft and warm, like she had seen many storms in life and survived them all. Mia forced a small smile. "You can say that," Mia replied quietly. The woman nodded, as if she already knew. "You look like someone who just lost something important. Or maybe someone who feels they're not good enough." Mia felt her throat tighten. How could this stranger see so much in just a few seconds? She shrugged, not trusting her voice. The woman didn't push. She simply waited, giving Mia space to speak if she wanted to. After a moment, Mia said, "I failed a job interview because of my English." The woman tilted her head slightly. "And now you think you're not smart, right?" Mia blinked. That was exactly how she felt, but she hadn't said aloud. "Yeah," she whispered. "Exactly." The woman smiled kindly. "Let me tell you something. Every single person on this bus has failed at something today. They just hide it better." Mia's eyes widened. "You think so? I know so," the woman replied calmly. "People pretend they're strong, but everyone is fighting their own hidden battles." Mia looked down at her hands. They were still slightly shaking. "But my problem feels stupid compared to other people's problems." The woman leaned forward a little. "Never compare pain. Pain is pain, and yours is real, even if it's about English." She paused. "Why do you want to improve your English so much?" Mia sighed. "Because I need a better job. Because my family depends on me. And because I want to feel confident. I don't want to feel small every time I speak." The woman gave a thoughtful nod. "So, it's not really about English. It's about freedom." Those words hit Mia hard. Freedom. Yes, that was the word she had never said out loud. She wanted the freedom to speak, to work, to dream without fear. The woman continued, "Let me guess. You study English by memorizing grammar rules, right? By repeating sentences? By reading long lists of vocabulary? Mia laughed weakly. Yeah, that's pretty much all I do." "That's why you're struggling," the woman said gently. "You're trying to study a language instead of living it." Mia frowned. "What do you mean?" "Language is not a subject," the woman explained. "It's a feeling. Kids learn their first language not by studying, but by listening to stories, by talking without fear, by making mistakes. Adults forget that." The bus turned onto a quieter road. Trees lined the sidewalk, casting long shadows. The golden light filtered through the branches, painting everything with warmth. The woman looked at Mia with kindness. "Do you want to know how I learned English?" Mia nodded. "I learned English when I was 55, the woman said with a soft laugh. Imagine that. 55. At that age, people think life is supposed to slow down. But I was forced to start over. New country, new job, new language." Mia listened closely. "I made mistakes every single day. I said the wrong words. I misunderstood people. I said embarrassing things." She chuckled. "One time I confused the words kitchen and chicken at a restaurant. That was fun." Mia laughed for the first time that day. "But I never stopped trying." "And do you know why?" the woman asked. Mia shook her head. "Because every mistake I made proved I was learning. Mistakes are not failures. They're signs of progress." Mia stared at her, absorbing every word. The woman continued, "You failed one interview. So what? You think the world is ending? Life doesn't end at a mistake. It begins right after one." Mia felt something shift inside her. A tiny spark of hope. The bus slowed at a red light. Outside, a little girl was hopping on the sidewalk, trying to catch a butterfly. The innocence of the moment made Mia smile. "You know," the woman said softly, "people who are trying to improve themselves always feel like they're losing. But in reality, they're growing. Growth feels like failure at first. That's how it works." Mia's eyes glistened a little, but she didn't look away. The woman continued, "Tell me something. When you froze during your interview, did anyone shout at you? Did the world collapse? Did the sky fall?" "No," Mia said. "Exactly," the woman replied. "So why are you treating yourself like you committed a crime? You tried. That's more than many people ever do." The bus moved forward again. Mia felt her heart slowly untangle itself. The woman rested her hands on her lap. "I want you to remember a sentence. Say it with me." Mia nodded. "One interview doesn't define me." Mia whispered, "One interview doesn't define me." "Good," the woman said. "Now another one. My mistakes mean I'm learning." "My mistakes mean I'm learning," Mia repeated, this time stronger. "And one more," the woman said, smiling. "I will keep going. I will keep going," Mia whispered, and her voice cracked just a little. The woman reached out and squeezed her hand gently. "You will. I can see it." The announcement for the next stop played over the speakers. It was Mia's stop. She felt a surprising sadness. She didn't want the conversation to end. She looked at the woman. "Thank you. Really, I didn't know I needed this." The woman smiled softly. Life sends the right voices at the right time. But remember, the real change comes from what you do next. Mia stood up slowly. Before she left, the woman said, "And if anyone ever tells you your English isn't good enough, tell them your courage is." Mia stepped off the bus. The air felt different. Lighter. The world didn't look as heavy as before. She walked toward home with a new energy, a new softness toward herself, and a new belief that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't as lost as she thought. Days passed. Mia practiced more gently. She listened to stories. She journaled in English without worrying about mistakes. She watched shows without subtitles. She talked to herself in English before going to sleep. Little by little, the fear began to shrink. 3 weeks later, she applied for another job. When she went to the interview, she didn't try to sound perfect. She just tried to be understood. She breathed slowly. She remembered the stranger's words. And something magical happened. She didn't freeze. She didn't forget. She spoke. She communicated. She connected. And she got the job. Sometimes the most powerful moments in life come from people we meet for only a brief moment. People whose names we may never know. People who sit beside us on a bus, share a few words, and disappear. But they leave something behind. Strength, courage, perspective, hope. Mia never saw the woman again, but she carried her words forever. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to carry them too. Your English journey is not a race. It's not a test. It's not a punishment. It is a process, a slow, steady, beautiful process. And every step you take moves you forward, even when it feels like you're standing still. You don't need perfect English to move toward a better life. You just need courage. You just need consistency. You just need to try one more time every time you fall. And maybe, like Mia, one day you'll look back and realize you have grown stronger than you ever imagined. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And remember, keep learning, keep listening, keep going. Your moment of transformation is on the way. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe on a bus with a stranger who sees your strength before you do.